Welcome to a brand new week of possibilities and welcome to the Morning Edition. I'm LaDawn Davis. Happy Monday, everyone. To start our week off just right, here's Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean and the weather report. Good morning, Basil.
Good morning, LaDawn. Our ZNS Tower cam showing gray skies across the capital, and that dumped some heavy showers and thunderstorms over parts of the island this morning. But outside of our studios, as now you can see on our satellite picture, most of the heavy stuff now moving towards the south and east of us. So the central Bahamas, they will take a beating later on this morning. Outside of our studios, we have some recent thunderstorms. Temperature at 72 degrees, your relative humidity 64%, southeast winds at 14 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,018.0 millibars at 30.06 inches, and it is rising. Temperatures around the islands this morning, Marsh Harbor at 70 degrees, 69 in Green Toll Key, Freeport 70 degrees, the Berry Island 77, Alistown, Bimini 78, 77 in Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera, and Otterstown, Cat Island. Stanley Key, Kemp Space out of Andros, Fresh Creek and Central Andros, all at 76, 77 in San Salvador, and Rum Key in Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, 78, 77 in Betsy Bay and Acklands, Matchetown in Agua, 79 degrees, the Turks and Caicos Islands at 78 degrees. Your boating forecast for today in the northwest and central islands, an easterly flow, 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet, the low tide that will take place at 10:04 this morning, high tide at 4:10 in the afternoon. And for the southeast Bahamas, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, so caution flags are in place for your boaters. In the southeast Bahamas, wave heights very choppy at 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. And that's going to do it for your first look at weather the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Meanwhile, Jiminy DeSwain is standing by with the Bahamas First traffic report.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Good morning, LaDawn, and good morning, Bahamas. It's a wet Monday morning shaping up, but as you can see from our live drone shot, we are at Bay and Parliament Street. A lot of persons are making their way to work, whether they're driving, riding the jitney, or even walking to get to where they're going. But to find out how things are shaping up on the streets, obviously we have Corporal Decory Barr of the Police Traffic Division to give us an idea. Good morning, Corporal Barr.
Well, good morning, Jiminita. Good morning, Bahamas.
So are there any accidents or incidents that we need to be mindful of as motorists make their morning commute?
At this present time, we have no accidents outstanding, no traffic congestions or obstructions to report, other than the roadworks that are continuing to go on at the Milo-Budlock corridor on the southbound lane.
Obviously, this is a wet Monday morning, and I know that you would want motorists to be a bit more safe and focused as they drive.
Yes, we're going to use this opportunity to encourage motorists that while you're out on the street making your morning commute, be mindful of the wet roads, pedestrians who may still have to use the streets as well to walk to and from the bus stops or wherever their destination may be. We also want you to drive with extra special and care and attention this morning. If you see a puddle you want to get around that puddle, don't just make a sudden turn. Just slow down a bit. Make sure ascertain your way is clear before trying to maneuver your vehicle into the opposite lane or around whatever it is that you're trying to get around.
And obviously don't put so much faith in your brakes because, again, the street is wet.
Yes. Obviously, with the road being wet, we'd ask you to drive under the speed limit this morning. The speed limit in the city is 25 miles per hour, so there's nothing wrong with going a little slower today.
Well, thank you so much. That is, of course, Corporal Decory Barr. We're asking you just to be safe and ensure that you wear your seatbelts as you make your morning commute. Back to you in Studio LaDawn.
Thanks a lot, Jiminita. Now on to our top story this morning. A man is currently assisting police in what can only be termed as a brazen shooting at Government House in the wee hours of Sunday morning, which has left a Marine dead. Petty Officer Philip Popal is dead this morning after being gunned down in front of his colleagues at about 3 a.m. on Sunday. Yesterday, the National Security Minister, Police Commissioner, and Defense Force Commodore held a press conference at the Central Detective Unit to make the press and the public aware of the situation.
This male opened fire from a handgun on the guard commander, hitting him several times to the upper body before fleeing the premises. He was pursued by alert Marines. However, he made good his escape.
So this has come across as a real blow to the members of the Defense Force. and it's ricocheted throughout the force, and certainly there will be a need for healing among the members of the force.
I will, maybe within the next week or so, will be putting together a team who will look at this incident, not from a police investigation side, but from a practice and a procedural side, to determine what went wrong, why it went wrong, and if persons are responsible, then they must be held accountable.
The Bahamas will again be before the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights in Jamaica on May 10th. This follows an application by Rights Bahamas to answer a claim of reports of abuses against migrants. This is how Attorney Senator the Honorable Carl Bethel last week described that application.
The Bahamas is, in this instance, faced with an ill-founded, irrational application for a thematic review, a general review of immigration law, policies, etc. I think it was in 2014 we were subjected to a similar exercise. All of the defects that were identified in terms of the detention center have long been corrected. They were corrected right up until earlier this year. We have brought in a lot of safety measures. Safe houses were developed. A clinic has been set up at the detention center. And we have made incredible improvements.
And when we come back, we will check in with the Northern Service to find out all about the latest written book in town. All that and more when the morning edition comes. Right back.
Very informative. To me, it keeps you up to date on what's going on in the Bahamas, and you get to hear it firsthand early in the morning.
It's Monday morning, and what better way than to start the day off with a spot of devotion? Our Jamila Mizik of the Northern Service sat with an author of a book on devotions and filed this report.
Tina Johnson Bain is a wife, mother, Christian, and first-time author of a daily devotional titled Empowered by Faith. She says writing the book was a challenge for her at first. After a friend told her that the Holy Spirit said she was to begin writing, she says about 6 months later, she received confirmation.
I asked God, I'm like, what is it? And then he told me point blank, he was like, yeah, you're late. You should have been writing. I'm like, I don't know what to write about. He said, what I would like for you to write about is the conversations that you have with me, the daily conversations. And at that time, I was like, okay, this is easy because this is something I always would just write for myself to go back and read. But then I realized as I started just documenting it and putting it out on WhatsApp in little groups, people were being transformed. And they were reaching out and they were asking me about it, and they was like, listen, how did you know I was going through this situation? And about 3 months into it, I asked God, I said, what exactly is this about? And he said, it's not about you. It's about my people and getting a word out to them.
She says the book took her a little over a year to produce as she documented 365 days of her daily devotionals. She says she hopes persons who read her book get a complete transformation of their faith.
It's a faith walk. It's not a book that you're going to pick up, because I've had several people look at me. They say, oh, the book is so thick. I said, it's not a book that you're going to pick up and read 10 chapters today. Or no, it's not meant for that. It's meant for you literally to open the book, and whichever day you start at, you go from that day, and it's once a day. Once a day. It's literally 1 page a day. It will take you from where you're at now to a complete transformation in your faith with God. And it's going to basically give you a self-awareness of who you are and whose you are in the kingdom also.
The Chamber of Commerce has a special committee geared towards saving energy. It is called the Green Initiative. From the Green Initiative, we have Deborah Deal, Director of Energy and Environment Committee, and member DeCosta Bethel. Lady, gentlemen, welcome to the Morning Edition.
Thank you.
Great to be here. Thank you so much.
Talk to me a little bit about what is the Green Initiative.
Well, you know, with businesses, because that's basically what the Chamber is what can we do to help new businesses sustain existing businesses and have businesses grow. We need to be able to keep our costs down. And of course, energy has been one of the highest costs. You know, some businesses say Do we pay our staff or do we pay our electricity bill? So what we did is we decided, you know what? Private sector can drive this. We ourselves can lower our own energy consumption, which would in turn be our energy bills. So that's what the Green Initiative is. And IDB Bank was kind enough, we actually applied for a $300,000 grant, and they looked at it and they said, you know what, the videos are tangible. We can send them everywhere. So they gave us $4,200 to do the videos, and we have 7 of them ready. And we would just like to share these with everybody because everybody will be able to learn what they can do to still live at the same lifestyle they're living, but they're going to realize that there's a lot of, energy being invisible. Not like water. You can see the water come out of the tap. Energy is invisible. Unless your power goes off or you get your bill, you don't even think about energy.
And
right?
what is the objective of this group?
And the objective is for persons and businesses to be able to have lower costs. We will be able to use less energy, which in turn means that the energy company will be producing a little bit less energy, and it will lower our carbon emissions, and we will help to honor the Paris Agreement, which we signed back in 2016. So that's basically it.
Okay, DaCosta, talk to me about the funding and how does the actual program work?
Well, the videos, we're hoping that ZNS and other public media would present them as public service agreements. But in addition to the financial drivers of businesses, there's a lot of health benefits that are derived as a result of these environmental saving initiatives as well.
Okay, DaCosta, Deborah, thank you guys for joining us here
You're
on the Morning
welcome.
Edition.
Thank you very much
and best
for
of luck
having
on
us.
your
Yes,
initiative.
great.
Thank you guys
Thanks so much.
A number of Bahamians are being diagnosed with illnesses that are very rare here in the Bahamas. Recently, a teenage boy with an unusual skin disease and his single mother stopped by our ZNS studios seeking help with raising $5,000 for advanced medical treatment over in the United States. We want to warn you, though, that what you're about to see in this report is a bit graphic. 14-year-old CV Bethel student Mark Wilkinson has a rare skin condition called hidradenitis suppurativa. It's a chronic skin condition that affects 1% of the world's population. It occurs in the armpits, groin, and on the buttocks, leaving behind lesions, boils, and fluids. Mark's distraught mother, Denicia Roll, says while they have insurance, the condition has interfered with her son's life and his education.
He's been off from school for a while because what happens is when he puts on his uniform, it messes up his uniform. When it bursts, it's, his clothes will be messed up with blood, and then, how the children in school go, they look at him to say, well, he's seeing his health and, teasing.
A visibly shy Mark says he has been battling the disease for 4 years, but says he appreciates his mother for the sacrifices she has made during the entire ordeal.
It's be hard on us. She's have to pay for me to do stuff. And she's have a lot of bills and stuff to pay, and she always have to deal with me and help me. As a teenager, I can't do stuff what I see my friends doing. I always wanted to play basketball, but with this illness, I couldn't. And I want to go to school, but I can't. I just have to go in the ocean, try to get it to be healed up. But then it just turned out again.
If left untreated, the disease can progress and cause excruciating pain. And to avoid it getting any worse, Denicia says Mark had to make some major adjustments.
He take him off the dairy products, but what was happening, he was much bigger than he is. A dermatologist recommend a medicine which is called Humira. Well, he gets it through the hospital, but if the pharmacy doesn't have it, then that means I have to pay a co-payment of $1,500 to get it. It causes my bills have to go back because when I have to go on to my savings and take off everything, I can't pay my bills.
If you want to help young Mark Wilkinson to get the treatment he needs, you can do so by contacting his mother, Denicia, at 425-3686. Pressure, my voice is leaving me. What's coming up in sports?
Well, coming up in sports is all about the 66th National Family Annual Regatta, and it was a special moment for Shawnee Miller Uibo on the weekend. We have the video.
That and more ahead in sports.
I watch it because it keeps me informed of what's happening in my nation's capital, and it gives me a touch of the Bahamian life here while I'm on the island of Abaco.
Good morning once again. It was all about the 66 National Family Island Regatta making its way down there in Georgetown, Exuma. It was a competitive weekend on the water. As in Class A, the new legend taking top honors as David Knowles was named the top skipper of the regatta, beating out his younger brother Stefan aboard the Running Tide.
Pretty sight now.
Moved to Class B, it was another title for the boys out of Abaco, and the Lonesome Dub, skippered by Jeff Gale. Susan Chase was second, and Lady Sonia, they finished third.
Tough, boy, let me tell you. Tough racing, man. Right up to start. It's the best. It's the Super Bowl. It's the best regatta in the country. But we're up to Long Island next month. See what we can do there and back to Abaco.
And in Class C, repeating as champs again was Stefan Knowles and the crew of the Whitty K. Zena finished second, and Bull Reg was third.
We had a great race out there this morning. At one point, we must have been in about 12 or 15 place. You know, today we only had to get 8th to win on the Zena, It Ain't Right had to get first. So we still had to catch up to win our championship, and we came back in third. So we sailed a good race. The wind was very light, very tricky racing.
Well, more than 57 sloops competed in this year's regatta, and here's an interesting fact most of us didn't know.
Out of all the boats that won this, in all the races this regatta, Mark Knowles built all. New Legend, Running Tide, Lonesome Dove, New Chase, Courageous, Cena, Whitty K, Barely Legal, Bull Rally, all those. So we got to give thumbs up to Mark Knowles. He's a good man, because with these boats, there's no income in these boats. There's a lot of outgoes. We only do this for the love of the sport.
Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources with responsibility for regattas, the Honorable Michael Pintard, he was on hand to thank those for making this one of the best ever.
Who, by all reports I have heard from the media today, have managed to put together an event that has not only attracted a larger crowd than last year, but thousands more in the Bahamas have seen this regatta on television, ZNS, and have heard the reports on multiple media stations. But moreover, persons from around the world had an opportunity to see this regatta this year. And so I want to congratulate all of the persons who played a pivotal role in ensuring that these regattas were carried live internationally. And we expect even bigger things next year.
We'll be talking regatta on the OT this morning on 1540 AM and 104.5 FM, so we'll make sure to tune into that. From the fastest on the seas to the fastest on the land, Shawnee Miller Uibo opening her 2019 outdoor campaign Saturday at the Tom Jones Memorial in Florida.
World leader, 1596. We expect that to fall today. And Wembley out very smooth. They're both teammates. Train together all the time as they make their way down the backstretch. And it's Miller Uibo on the inside. And she's pulling away, looks very comfortable doing it. She's turning back Shakima Wembley, usually a strong finisher, and is just running away from her. This could be a special time. A track record possibly under threat here. 46, 47, 48, 49 low. Oh my goodness, 49.05. The best time in the world this year.
Excitement in that announcer's voice. It was the fastest time ever recorded before the month of June, and it's just 0.08 seconds off a personal best of 48.97. So we are expecting great things again this year from Shawnee. And that's going to do it for sports. I'm Charles Fisher. Thanks for watching.
In our final look at weather, satellite pictures showing some deep layer troughing across portions of the northwest and central Bahamas, and that will continue to trigger pockets of showers and thunderstorms, some of which will be heavy at times. Our forecast for today called for a mix of cloud and sunshine with pockets of showers and thunderstorms. High temperature today getting up to 83 degrees. And tonight we are looking at partly cloudy with some early showers possible. Low temperature getting down to 71 degrees. The extended weather forecast over the next 7 days. A few showers in our forecast right into Wednesday, becoming a little bit more heavy on Thursday and Friday. But things hopefully should dry out quite nicely as we head into Saturday and the early part of next week. LaDawn?
Thanks a lot, Basil. That's it for us this first day of the week. Make sure to tune in to Morning Edition at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Once again, I'm LaDawn Davis. Have a great day.